Alright, we're riding from Douglas Lodge. We're gonna do the whole wilderness loop here on my Trek Verve 2 that I've converted to an e-bike. I did the whole loop yesterday, towing one of my kids on a tag along, so should be a bit easier by myself. We'll see though. I'm pretty out of shape. The e-bike helps, but some of these hills, they're still a workout. About 61 degrees this morning. It's 8:30. I got a little bit later start than I wanted, but oh well, sleep is good too. Some of these downhills are really fun. 21 miles an hour. So this trip here was my first time getting to ride the new section that they added. It used to be you had to ride down maybe 4 miles or so of 2-lane road that you shared with cars, which is a little bit scary and just took away some of the enjoyment of it. And now it's like this for that section. There's still a pretty long section of one-way road traffic, but it's not as big of a deal because the cars have plenty of room and there's a designated bike lane, and it's pretty nice. Caution hill. Sure. Or squeaky brakes. Squeaky brakes. If anyone knows how to fix that, let me know. They're not disc brakes, they're the normal squeeze on the wheel. It's just my front brake that does it. I don't know. Crossing the Mississippi? No, this isn't. No, I lied. I'll cross the Mississippi up closer to the Mary Gibbs, closer to the headwaters. Trail to Bear Paw Campground's kind of cool. They have a elevated wood path that you have to ride along for a while. Thought that's pretty cool. We're 3.9 miles in, it says, according to my watch. I think by the end it'll be roughly 18 miles. And that's from Douglas Lodge, not like the trail marked miles. I think Douglas Lodge is, if you're just coming here to bike, especially if you get here in the morning, you can start at Douglas Lodge and loop all the way around and have lunch there when you get back. Kind of a nice. You can do similar at the headwaters, but I like Douglas Lodge's restaurant better than the little cafe that they have at the headwaters at the Mary Gibbs. The boat area here is under construction, so there's a little bit of a mess, but you still have a decent enough gravel surface to ride across. I screwed up and left my canoe paddles at the boat launch Thursday night, and they are gone, and I cannot find them. And I am sad because I really like them. I just got them. It was my first time out with them actually, and I left them at the boat launch. So yeah. ADHD brain gets me again. I loaded that canoe up like a pro though, so you know, take the good with the bad. They put in a brand new parking lot, brand new boat launch there. It's pretty nice. Once they finish everything, the other half of it, yeah, it's gonna be a nice setup. Morning. Don't mind me, just the crazy dude talking to himself.
Split 1, 18 minutes, 27 seconds. Split
5 miles in from Douglas Lodge. Morning. I feel like everyone looks at my camera. So here's the cutoff if you want to hit the headwaters. But that's not what I'm doing. So here is the Mississippi, the mighty Mississippi. Not so mighty yet, but it gets there. And so then here's what I was talking about with the cutoff. So that way, left, Mary Gibbs Center, cafe and gift shop, bike trail continues this way. So right here, this is brand new. They built this last year. Maybe they finished it this year, I don't know for sure, but it was under construction when I was here last year. And this is what I'll show you when we get to the road, but I think that this is a nice addition for sure. A really nice addition. Adds a few more miles of actual bike trail. Keeps you off the 2-lane road. Alright, so here we're crossing the 2-lane road I was talking about. So yeah, you used to have to ride right down the side of this from there on. And now there's this brand new trail. Swings by Bert's Cabins on the way. Hands are falling asleep. Putting too much weight on them, I guess. That's what happens when you got a lot of extra weight. Once again, crossing over the 2-lane. Yeah, I'm sure glad to not be riding on it. I think the speed limit's only something like 30, but some people like to, you know, do the hills and curves with a little bit of speed, and it just makes me uncomfortable. I don't know if anyone's ever been hurt on it, but it's not a good feeling. Oh, faked you out. Thought you had me, tree. You really thought it. Curious to see if my legs are gonna need a break today. It's not impossible. When we start getting on the 1 lane that you share with car traffic, some of the hills are decent. I definitely couldn't pull my kid without a motor on my bike. I couldn't pull a kid up those hills, that's for sure. My sister-in-law pulled a wagon, so I had a tag along, which is like an extra bike that sits behind mine, attaches to the seat post. My sister-in-law had one of the carts for 2 kids, and she was saying the same thing. There's no way I could make it without a motor aiding. You know, in the shape I'm in right now, I'm not positive I could do the trail at all without a motor currently. By the end of summer, maybe, probably. But yeah, I don't know. That's one of the things I love about my e-bike, is it gets me out doing things I probably couldn't anyway. And it's not like I'm not getting exercise. I'm still feel like I'm working my butt off with the way I have mine set. It just gives me that extra pep to go do more and cover more ground, see more stuff. Like that squirrel. Me and that squirrel never would have met without an e-bike. So I'll have a post on my site with this video along with the actual like GPS KML file, as well as it on Google Maps. If anyone's wanting that information, direadventure.com, so you can snag the GPS route loaded onto your phone if you have the an app that can do it. Load it into a GPS device if you have one. Although I really don't think it's necessary here for the most part. It's really straightforward, and it's you know, it's a state park. There's a lot of people around. So here's where the true bike trail ends, and it turns into 1 lane with a bike path on the side. A little bit skinny bike path. Like if you're pulling a wagon with kids or pulling a trailer with kids, it doesn't quite fit in this, but the road is only so wide and it must be shared. That's 8.5 miles in, so that means there's roughly 10 miles of this. So the majority of the trail is like this, then I would have to say, unless I have 18 miles being pulled completely out of my butt and it's not right. We'll know that by the end, but we'll see. I mentioned there's some pretty steep, or I mean, there's some decent uphills in here that are kind of tough, but I did not mention that there's some pretty sweet downhills too, so I always look forward to that. It's a little bit funny how much faster 30 miles an hour feels on a bicycle compared to basically anything else. That's when I start thinking, yeah, it's time to brake. This is fast enough. Actually, I'd say probably 26, 27 is probably where that thought starts creeping into my mind. Went in the lake yesterday. My Apple Watch Ultra said the water was 71 degrees. That's June 21st. That's pretty chilly, but I could swear it felt worse the last time I was in it a couple years ago. But yeah, pretty chilly. Somehow my little kids seem to mind it less than I did. You'd think all my extra insulation would help with that. I'm just a bigger wimp, I guess. 4 and a 6-year-old showing Dad what's up. This is a really nice section of trail with these big trees all along. Really like it. We took a family photo here yesterday. Right there, pretty much. Hopefully when I see it on the computer it turns out a little bit. 43 minutes in, 11.5 miles. Move ring closed. Good way to start the day. Whew. Can hear my motor working there. Or maybe you can't, I can. Thank you, motor, for the help. I probably wouldn't have made it without you. Yeah. That was 30 and I started hitting the brakes. It's just it gets uncomfortable after 30 for me, that's for sure. Let's bring that average speed up. Oh. Somebody forget a Nerf football there? If you're seeing this, your football is at the entrance to Ancient Bison Trail. Your $3.50 football is still here. This is a pretty nice place to stop if you're doing the trail family. Let the kids throw rocks and oh, big ass turtle just sitting there. I almost didn't see him. Killing my average speed here, trail. I think this might be the worst one though. Probably looks like nothing in the video. And maybe it is nothing to you. Maybe. It's something to me. Go! Go! No! Oh! Bet you saw your maker there for a second. Squirrel. A lot of squirrels this morning. I wonder if there's something about this time of day they're out finding breakfast along the road. I don't know. What would be along the road so much though? Got all those wood squirrels. There's another one. We're in a squirrel heavy area. Why did the squirrel cross the road? I don't know. Oh, I missed the fire tower trail. I was gonna point it out and I missed it because here's Mary Lake. We're getting close to the end. So we do have a small chunk of 2-lane, but there's a fire tower in like, I don't know, I think it would be the southwest corner of the park, of the trail, up to an old fire tower, and it's pretty sketchy. It's not like one like you see out in the Pacific Northwest that people would live in or whatever, but it's just this big steel structure, almost like a radio tower. And yeah, it's sketchy, but it's cool. Head up there for sure. When we were up there last year and the weather started to turn a bit, and yeah, we're like, I don't think this is the safest place to be. And then you could feel it swaying in the wind, and I don't think we saw any lightning in the distance. But yeah, it's pretty neat. Oh, this is steep. I don't remember that so much from yesterday. Maybe I hit it with more speed. Just too busy talking about fire towers. And we're only 15.94 miles in. So yeah, it'll be a little over 16. It's not gonna be 18 miles. Because here's the trail again. But I think Douglas Lodge is a good place to start and finish the wilderness trail, personally. You got, you know, if you need a break a few miles in, you got Mary Gibbs Visitor Center, you got the beach, and then yeah, I don't know, there's plenty to do and see along the way. And then when you finish, depending on the time, you can have lunch at Douglas Lodge or whatever. Pretty decent little restaurant there. Good pie. I had some pie yesterday. And we're back at Douglas Lodge, right where I started. What do you think? All right, any questions, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, that's gonna be it.